Hello and welcome. I'm going to be doing an Easter DIY today with the wood cutouts from the Dollar Tree and a piece of fabric from the Dollar Tree as well. This is a pink fabric that has little white bunnies on it, very cute. And I just wanted to give you some ideas and inspiration of maybe different things that you could do with these wood cutout ornaments. So what I've been doing with these ornaments here in particular was I traced out on the fabric the shape of the ornament, and then I glued it down to the wood cutout. Happy Easter from Ivycreates.com, and welcome, and I am so glad you're here. Please leave me a comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And if there's anything else that you would like to see done, I'll be happy to do it for you. So you can see I'm just kind of laying the fabric on it. I'm using just your basic glue to glue it down, or you can use Mod Podge, which is another option to glue it down. Please subscribe to Ivycreates, and thank you so much for crafting with me. You mean the world to me, and I'm very glad you're here. So now you can see I'm just trying to get all the pieces done, and I want to make sure they're good and dry before I do anything else to them. I hope y'all all have great Easter plans, and I hope that you get to spend some time with your families, because that is so needed right now. So the next thing I'm going to do with this particular bunny is I got this really awesome, real thick, chunky glitter from Folk Art. Oh my gosh, it is so cool. It's very chunky looking and pretty. And then the other thing I have here is this is some, they called it ribbon, but it was like a sparkle ribbon at Dollar Tree. And it's actually, it has a sticky backside. So you can stick it down and use it. And I thought for decorating eggs, that would be a kind of cool thing to do. And you can just, what I did was take the back off of it, stick it down, and just wrap it around the sides. Stay tuned to the very end for the final product pictures, and thank you so much for being a part of this creative journey. I love creating, I love adventure, so this is the two together to me. So as you can see, I'm just adding little strips of this sparkle ribbon from the Dollar Tree. And I just thought that stuff was so awesome. Such fun to play around with. Okay, now you can see that I used some other techniques on my other bunnies. All I did was paint them with a base coat and then take a dry brush with some of the white Dixie Belle chalk paint and just kind of glide it over the top very, very lightly. And that gives you that what do you call it, distressed look. And then this here is a banner that I also got from Dollar Tree. I think it was in the party section, and I thought it was just really too neat because it is a burlap, and it does have the little grommets in the side, and it has a string that comes with it for the banner. And I thought, well, you know, I really didn't want to do an Easter tree. I just put up all my Christmas trees. I know that's crazy, but believe it or not, they're in boxes now. And so I wanted to take these ornaments and do something a little different. So I thought I would take my ornaments, tie them to the banner with some jute twine on the front of it, and make a bunny banner, which you could use for many things. You could use it for a party. You could use it for Easter. There are so many things you could do with this. And so you can see I just kind of use a little piece of jute and poke it through the hole in the top of the bunny. And then I'm actually going to use tweezers to come from the back to poke through the burlap. I will say about this particular burlap, it is from Dollar Tree, so take it as it is. But it does shed a lot for burlap, so you know you're going to have a little bit of a mess. So I'm just going to tie it in a knot, and the reason I'm only tying this, I could have easily glued these bunnies to the front of this, but I wanted to be able to maybe later cut them off and reuse them because I like my double duty decor, and you know, I like to use things more than once. So now you can see how it's starting to look attached to the little banners. and it comes out just absolutely super cute. Stay tuned to the end because I do have some pictures. I have some pictures of this banner that's going to be hanging in it's actually hanging in my pear tree out front, which is in full bloom. So I did include some pictures of my azaleas and of the pear tree, and also some of the other projects I've done this year. And you can go and find those videos as well in my playlist for holidays and spring and such. So please go and check them out and leave me a comment and tell me what you think about this really super quick little project. We're going to be out of here in just a minute. So I'm just finishing up putting all my bunnies on there. I stick the tweezers through the back, grab a piece of jute twine and pull it through so I can tie the bunny on the top. Now, there are many things you can do. Anytime that I find that the Dollar Tree has, burlap or even like tin or any of those things in any form, I try to scoop it up because those things, you can always use them for something. I may decide later to take the bunnies off and paint the burlap and maybe stiffen it up some. You never know. You just never know what you're going to use it for. You could write on the bunnies. You could put happy birthday, or you could put happy Easter, or whatever you wanted to do. So now I took in addition to the jute twine that came with it, it was really thin and small, so I decided to add a piece of embroidery thread to it, which Dollar Tree does sell the embroidery thread in their craft area, and I love it because it's very silky and soft, and it's good for making necklaces and also good for stringing bunnies and all that good stuff. So just be cognizant of how you're putting the string through. You can see I just did that one wrong. Make sure you put it through the same way every time. That way your banner will face the same direction, unless you want it to be different. But I'm only looking at one side of my banner, so I wanted to make sure that I put each time that I put the thread through that it was the same direction. Now, when I did get this hung up, I will tell you, when I first put it together, and you'll see in just a minute because I'm going to pull it up, and the bunnies are wood, so they're much heavier than what the burlap was. And when I hung it up, it kind of bowed a little bit, if that makes any sense, and came away from the string. So what I did was I have some double-sided sticky tape, kind of goopy stuff, and I went to the back side of the banner and I used this double-sided sticky tape on the back of the burlap, and I actually just put it to where the string touched the back of the burlap and the double-sided tape, and it worked just perfect. If you put the tape in the middle and right behind the bunny ears, it's absolutely perfect. It held up and everything, and you'll see that in the pictures in just a minute. So there is a very quick, cute little bunny decoration for you, and you can see how it's hanging in my tree. My little pear tree is just a blooming its head off. Stinky, I will say that, but I will eventually have pears, and that'll be wonderful. This is an azalea from my yard that's just starting to open. I have a huge wall of azaleas. This is another one, and they are starting to come out and bloom. This is more pear blooms. So I can't wait till they're in full bloom, and I'll get you some pictures then of those. Until then, these are some pictures of my puppies, Tank, Lucy, and Lefty. And we were out in the field today looking at the horses and such. And so these are some things I thought I'd share. Please leave me a comment, and I'm so thankful you're here. I'm really glad you're here. And I also have at the end a picture of some other projects I've done in other videos. So please go back and look if you're interested in any of those. And also, if you're interested in anything that I use, it's always listed below in the description. Thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful Easter.